All of us have reasons why we hunt. I know that for a lot of guys, hunting is really driven by social factors. So they enjoy getting out with friends and getting out with family, and hunting really just serves as the vehicle by which that can happen. I know that for a lot of other guys, they're really driven by the challenge of the hunt. So they want to go to the toughest places. They want to hunt for the most mature animal that they can, or for the largest animal that they can. And really, in my mind, that's fine too. The one thing that really binds us all together as hunters, though, is the love of the outdoors, the love of the hunt, and the responsibility that we have all been given to get out there and be good stewards and good managers of God's creation.
This moment is a reflection of where you've been, where you are, and where you will be. This moment is a step into the unknown, not one that asks what or where, but who. This moment is a step on hallowed ground.
That was actually the first deer that I was with Dadushka.
Hey, Bubba, look at you making a weird face.
Yeah.
Damn face, look at Dadushka. What is that real gun that you first got? There's
That's
Dadushka.
that BB gun. My first deer season, where I actually had a tag in my pocket, didn't come until I was about 12 years old. Up until that point, my role had mainly been as an observer, as I tagged along with my grandpa and watched him hunt. And it wasn't until I had an opportunity to really see how things were done that I was given the responsibility of having a gun in the woods. Now that we have kids of our own, we've kind of adopted that same philosophy of having them tag along and watch and learn before we give them the responsibility of taking a deer on their own. So this year I decided to kill two birds with one stone and teach my 11-year-old boy how to run the camera. It was going to give us an opportunity to spend a lot of time in the woods together and at the same time try and get a little bit of footage laid down.
What does it take to get to the top? It takes determination. When you're done, get up and do it again. It takes everything physically and mentally that you can pull from within. It takes hard work, and no one's going to hand it to you. It takes everything you've got, but only one rest. The Ultra Rest by QAD.
focus ring, that ring on the very front by the glass. No, no, keep coming my way. No, no, your hand. Bring your hand out to the very end. Right here, at the end of this. That. Now turn that little thing and it'll make it fuzzy and clear.
Okay, got it.
Is it clear now?
Yep.
Alright. It's last day of muzzleloader season. And we're out here with our bow doing a little bit of hunting, trying to get something before season closes out. My muzzleloader's actually at the gunsmith right now, but I really kind of prefer bow hunting anyway, so I'm going to see if we can put something together. There is a purity to bow hunting that I think a lot of people tend to forget sometimes. It wasn't that long ago that, I mean, if you killed something with your bow, you had really accomplished something. I mean, nowadays it's a lot more commonplace, but anyway, if a buck comes in, that'll be cool, but if a doe comes in, we're going to be just as happy. We'd been sitting there a while, and I look out across the field and I see some does start to work into the food plot. Unfortunately, they stayed just out of bow range, and we never did get an opportunity at them, but it ended up being a good thing because it gave Alosha the chance to kind of sharpen his camera skills a little bit. These does just up and blow out of there, and left me kind of scratching my head there for a second because we had the wind in our favor, so I knew that they hadn't winded us. My first thought was that there might be a coyote working in, so I told Alosha to get the camera ready. We've got these deer within 20 yards of us, and I'm sitting there trying to communicate with my boy about which deer it is that I'm going to shoot. And the footage might have got a little bit dicey there for a second, but whenever you're dealing with an 11-year-old cameraman, you have to have a little room for grace as far as the footage goes. You see this one on the far left?
Yes.
I'm going to shoot that one.
Go ahead.
You ready?
Oh my gosh, did you do it?
Yeah, I shot it.
Oh my gosh. Good job, Papa. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
Were you on her whenever I shot?
Yeah,
Did you see the arrow hit her?
not really, but...
Hey, there she goes. She's going down. It's here.
Oh my gosh!
We got her.
Oh my gosh, Oliver is gonna be proud. Oh my gosh! Holy crap!
Man, she went down right there. She didn't go.
Too far.
She didn't go too far at all.
Holy crap! Oliver is gonna scream. Mama, привет!
Как дела?
Хорошо.
Papa here deer?
Yes.
Is it a buck or a doe?
No.
Awesome.
Mama, this is the most deer I saw in my life. It was,
Really?
Papa's like, film one in the left, and it's like, what? I was like, filming it. I went back out so we can see the shot because I didn't really know what he was talking about, but I got the right doe.
Over the past few years, I've been blessed enough to have gone on some really great hunts and have some really unique experiences in different parts of the world. But I have to say that doe will probably go down as one of my most memorable hunts ever. I can look back fondly on all the hunts that I observed and was a part of whenever I was a kid, and hopefully it'll be the same for my boy whenever he's my age.
This segment is brought to you by Real Avid Hunting Knives. Our knives aren't for every hunter, just the successful ones.
We are hunters. We spend the pre-season studying the weaknesses of our prey. As the season wears on, we grow closer to exploiting those weaknesses. So when the magical hour is upon us, when the moment of truth arrives, we will emerge victorious. Tinks, America's #1 buck lure.
This episode is brought to you by Buck Cage. Buck Cage is a revolutionary scent dispersal system that will change the way you think about using liquid scents. Buck Cage, the last scent dispenser you will ever buy.
There's little doubt that we live in the most technologically advanced age that the world has ever known. And one of the benefits of being surrounded with all of this technology is the tools that are now available to hunters. One of those tools is the HuntStand app. HuntStand is a map-based application that provides all kinds of vital tools for hunters. For one, you can go in, map all of your stand locations, and then whenever you're ready to hunt, just go, click on the stand location, and see what the wind direction is going to be for that day. Another tool that I have found to be extremely resourceful on this app is their mapping function. This is especially true whenever I start working up food plots. What you can do is you can go in, find your food plot on the map, and then go in, and rather than having to do all of the paperwork and all of the geometry to figure out how much acreage there is, well, HuntStand does all of the work for you. What's really great about this app is that it is free to download on any smartphone. So in all reality, there's no excuse not to have this tool with you at all times.
Everybody's got their time of the year that they love to hunt. Some guys love the rut, but for me, late season is where it's at. At that point, it's cold and the deer start grouping up, and all the other hunters are out of the woods, and I feel like that's my place. During the rut, me and Lathan spent a lot of time on the properties that we knew, but when it came late season, Doug Doty from Illinois Whitetail Services, he had told us about some deer that he was on and said, hey, why don't you come down and set on some of these properties and see how that goes for you. So we decided to give it a run. Anytime you talk about filming, there are challenges that come with it. Me and Lathan, we have been filming a long time together, but where it really gets tricky is making sure that our schedules align, and sometimes they just don't. And sometimes we end up in the tree with a camera and we're by ourselves. There's not anything trickier than trying to film yourself and shoot a deer at the same time. And that's exactly what this hunt gave me.
We are a go for launch. We're sitting in a spot that, man, it looks good. Doug Doty set this stand from Illinois Whitetail Services, and man, it looks good. We're sitting over a cornfield that's been kind of dished up, and from everything I've heard, they're coming out and feeding into it, so we're gonna sit tight tonight. We know there's a couple real nice shooters that are moving in this area, and hopefully if we get a chance, we can put one of those down this evening.
The area that I chose to hunt that evening, it was a spot that is a low bottoms area, and we had had all sorts of rain towards the end of November, and the water was up, and it is the only spot within 2 miles that's dry. And I knew every deer in a 2-mile area is gonna be in this woods. And I thought, what better odds than to be in this 25-acre patch when there's water 2 miles all around it. So I'd been in the stand for a couple hours and I'd seen a lot of deer and hadn't seen anything yet that I thought that's something I want to put my tag on. And right towards, you know, the sweet time, out pop a couple really nice bucks out into the field. So at this point, there are two real nice deer out in the field, and I've got a really, I mean, a giant buck standing in front of me. I've got the doe underneath me. She's upset because my camera bag is on the ground, and I'm thinking, why in the world did I come here to hunt by myself? But I've got the camera all framed up, ready for that deer just to walk in. I've already drawn back, and she totally blows it for me.
This segment is brought to you by Hoyman Tree Saws, fully extendable premium tree saws.
So the doe underneath me, she blows the whole thing for me, and at that point I'm thinking, well, my hunt might be over. And the deer that were out in the field circle around through the woods, and one of them gives me an opportunity about 45 yards out. This deer walks in, he's 45 yards out, kind of panning across, and I'm trying to track with him, holding my bow, knowing that at any point he could stop and give me a shot. And he just keeps on going, keeps on, you know, I keep jumping back and forth between camera and bow, and he finally stops in a hole and gives me an opportunity. So instantly I know that that wasn't the shot that I had taken or the shot I was wanting. On the way in, the arrow had hit a limb and it had deflected forward.
I'm not altogether sure what he is, but he's a nice mature deer. And he dropped. I don't know where I hit him. It probably wasn't exactly where he'd want to. He was out there about 40 yards. But he is mine, and I'm gonna take him home. Yes.
That's the way we want to kill them. We want to kill big mature deer. I mean, some years you feel, you know, you really feel the pressure to put one down that you're not quite what you're looking for. But this year, me and Lathan, man, we've had a good season. We've put down two really mature deer, and I'm telling you, we are pumped up about it. We are excited. So, big old, he's nice around the bases too. So. Yeah, that's the way you want them right there, and we are pumped.
So Lathan and I were extremely thankful to get the opportunity to hunt with Illinois Whitetail Services this year. Doug Doty, those guys over there, they had a great year. And because they had a great year, we had a great year as well. They gave us the opportunity to put down a really nice deer. And me and Lathan, we finished up this year with one of the best years we've ever had. I killed a deer that anybody would be proud to put on the wall, and Lathan killed a deer that is just, I mean, it's a book. It's a deer for the record books. So we're excited about the year we had and can't wait for what next year has in store.
Are you sure that you were on the right deer?
I think.
You think? Because I said, look at the one on the far left. Did you move it?
Which one? Right? Which was right
The
here?
one right here.
I didn't see it.
What?
I was looking at this one. I thought I meant.
What kind of cameraman are you?
I gave Lathan a call and said, hey, I need you to come down here and help me out. So here he came, and you know, we loaded him up and put a tag on him.
I am standing on this hallowed ground where I was born, and it's where they lay me down. If anybody asks where I can be found, you tell them I'll be right here on this hallowed ground. Yeah, I'll be right here on this hallowed ground. Yeah, I'll be standing